Game theory is a way to analyze the interactions that take place between a group of people, assuming that the choices they make are interdependent on the choice made by other players. The classic and one of the most easy to understand example from all of game theory is the prisoner's dilemma. And it goes as follows. Assume there are two friends, Sam and Tam, who are both thieves. They were recently caught stealing a very expensive diamond. The mischievous police officer, who has enough evidence, gives them both a choice. They can either confess or not confess. If both of them confess, they get 5 years in prison. If neither of them confesses, they get 1 year in prison. But if one confesses and the other doesn't, the one who confesses is set free and the other gets 10 years in prison. What is the best choice for both of them to make? First, let's arrange the choices and payoffs in the form of a table. The rows showing Sam and the columns representing Tam. The payoffs are the years spent in prison. If we take a look at the top right cell, we see that Sam chooses to confess and is set free, that is 0 years in prison, and Tam chooses not to confess and gets 10 years in prison. It is likewise for all other cells as well. As a team, it would be best for both of them to not confess and get 1 year in prison each, but that is only true if they cooperate. But hey, how can they trust each other? In fact, if they discuss and decide not to confess, one of them can choose his best response by betraying the other, so that he is set free. And even if they are not allowed to discuss, it is still risky to not confess, for if the other chooses to confess, you get 10 years in prison. In fact, it is best for both Sam and Tam to confess. And I'm saying that not because of some well of Gandhi and his philosophy, but because there is a logical reason behind it. You see, confessing is the best strategy because regardless of what the other person does, you get the best outcome. Say, Tam chooses to confess, then Sam gets 5 years in prison compared to 10 years Sam would have gotten otherwise. And if he chooses not to confess, then Sam is set free. And that, folks, was Prisoner's Dilemma. Though remember that by Prisoner's Dilemma, one could also be referring to games of a similar kind. Follow for more.